You see my screen? Let me know if you see my screen or if you don't. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Market structure, cool. Let's just break it down, right? Because I gotta treat it like there's some absolute noobs in here, right? So we're gonna just break it down. Okay. So market structure. There's three main types of market structure, which I think all of you know anyway. So you got an uptrend, which is bullish. Price keeps making higher highs, higher lows. Literally, I've wrote this mine for like beginners. So I know a lot of you premium members are gonna be like, stairs going up, but like, no, I need to break it down for people who don't understand. All right, so an uptrend, price is going up, and we realistically do want to see kind of like stairs in a pattern. You know what I mean? So that's an uptrend. This is a perfect example of an uptrend, like a perfect example. But I know a lot of you advanced people now are going to look at that and say, I can see breaks to the down, this and that. So I know there's a few of you advanced heads already looking at it thinking, I can see breakouts everywhere. But let's just take it slow. So this is an uptrend. Perfect example of an uptrend. Downtrend, total opposite. Price makes lower lows, lower highs, keeps going down, right? Stays, right? People say roofs, breaks through the floor, the roof, whatever, right? But yeah, perfect example of a downtrend. All right, it's basic stuff, baby stuff, and then you got a range. So that's basically when price is just bouncing between support and resistance. That's the stuff us breakout traders actually can profit from as well, because you know, obviously we want to see clean price action going one way, like maybe respecting an EMA. We'll get into that stuff later though. Trends, right? We want to be taking trend trades, but we can trade ranges. There is ways to do it, and I'm going to get into A plus setups, B setups, and all that stuff further in the week. But right now, this is literally the baby steps. Okay, so this is what a range looks like. Basic range. All right, it's kind of bearish in my eyes, but no, that's still a range, because the bottoms and the tops, they're not really doing nothing. So type 1 if you're totally with me right now and you understand all of this. Type 2 if any of this has confused you at all. And don't be shy, because I will slow down and, you know, take my time for anyone. I knew you'd all be flying through this though. Yeah, cool. I'll speed stuff up, see if I have to. Do you know what I mean? I need to assume people are not ready. So we know what an uptrend is. We know what a downtrend is, and we know what a friggin' range is, right? So why it matters? If you know the structure, you know the trend. So trading with the structure, buying in uptrends, selling in a downtrend, or you know, I'm gonna get to the part of the bootcamp as well where we can take sells in an uptrend, counter trend trading, all of that stuff's coming. But yeah, um, okay, yeah. So you all know this stuff anyway. This is the baby shit. Market structure is just the story of price. Look at where the price is making higher highs and lows. That's an uptrend, or lower lows and lower highs, and that's a downtrend. All stuck in a box. And that's a range. Okay, so I'm glad I got that a little bit out of the way. All right. Let's move on. Oh shit! Actually, I didn't even. No, you know what? Type 1 if you feel confident, you know what support and resistance is. Type 2 if you need me to jump on the charts now and break down some support and resistance. You all know what a strong support is and a strong resistance, right? 2, DJ Crossfire, that's fine. For everyone as well, this is going to be another thing too. I've left this absolutely plain. This is exactly how TradingView looks from the beginning. Now, I don't like that. That's not how I'd set it up. So let me just show you exactly step by step what I would do. So how I like my stuff. You don't need to copy me though. Do you know what I mean? But this is literally what I do every time. And let's have it right. I copied man, but you know what I mean? I like his color scheme. I was like, yep, I'm gonna get it as close as I can. So that's the colors. All right, you can come back and watch this basically. And let's just get through this boring stuff together quickly. Gradient. Do I? Yeah, no. Solid. All right, so I chose that myself, but it's there. That's what you do. You basically just go like that, and then I take off my lines. I don't like no lines. So that's literally my charts. A lot of people have asked me those before. Like, all right, so anyway, DJ Crossfire, this one's mainly for you. So quick little lesson on support and resistance. Oh yeah, also toolbox. You need a trend line. You don't see my charts. Alpha Trader doesn't see my charts. Okay, wait. Only see me. Does everyone else see my charts? Okay. Everyone's seeing my charts. I wonder, Meech, are you in your Meech? You're quite smart with this stuff. Why would Alpha Trader not be able to see my charts? Maybe leave the stream and come back quickly, Alpha Trader. And then jump back in and let me know. But you can watch this on repeat anyway, all right? Because it's all being recorded. So I'm going to just keep it moving for a sec. But this is my essentials. This is my essential toolbox. So I like a trend line. I don't really mess with array. Yeah, I use horizontals. Sometimes I use this one. Okay, yeah, that's that. Obviously, I put these on. I just use this because I teach as well. You don't need that rectangle. This is like essential. I put that on because I teach. And yeah, I use this because I teach as well. And you don't really need the text boxes and things like that, but oh, my bad. There is 2 screens at the bottom, one with him second, one with screen share. Okay, I don't want to move on until oh yeah, have you got it now? As long as everybody can see the screen, right? So this is my essentials anyway. So for the person who wants to know about support and resistance, all right. Yeah, this session's recorded, Riku, and it's going to be posted, and I'm going to literally make them all into like a downloadable file as well, so you can get a zip file at the end. So a push up, just say price is pushed up. Well, there's going to be support there, right? Because price gets pushed up is support. When price gets pushed down, that genuinely means that there's a resistance, because price is resisting this area, okay? So every time you see that is a support and a resistance, okay? So you know, it does it again, there, right? All of this is support and resistance. The more touches, the better though. So like, there's support and resistance everywhere basically. So let me go to the live charts. Let's take a look. All right, there's support right there. All right, now you could draw your support like this if you wanted, because there's a whole area in a zone. I wouldn't do it that big. I'd probably, yeah, do it like this. I don't really want to do this and say this is my support, okay? Like, I want to try and include around about maybe 1 or 2, 3 candles. So I'd do something like this, and I'd expect price to come back to it and react from it, right? Whether it reacts from it as a bounce and bounces from it, or it goes straight through it and reacts as a resistance, we have to wait and see. But basically, this is support. This push down was resistance. So let's just take it back. Replay mode. Wow, no way. I'm taking that off right now. Get rid of that. There we go. Never seen that before. Right, so we got a push up, support, push down, resistance. Now it's either gonna bounce back from it as a resistance or break through it and use it as a support. That's literally how support and resistance works. So boop, bounce from it, support, get a break through it, and then we get a reaction from it. All right, so right now, as it stands, that's a pretty strong area. Like, that's a good area of interest. So when price comes back to it, you see what happened? Like, from the whole area, soon as it came back, it just bounced from it. Now, as breakout traders, we don't really, like, that's not exactly how we trade, right? We need a breakout or something, but it can go in our favor. 100,000,000% it can go in our favor. So let's take it back to the time where it was just this. We was in between support and resistance, right? Now, when we break through it, and I'm expecting a continuation, that's when I look for my breakout. So, bop, comes back down, gives me an opportunity to put my breakout. which this is not even part of the lesson yet. I'm just showing support and resistance, but look at it. This is how we would have traded it, right? Would you say valid support when 3 minimum touches? Good question. So I would say a valid support literally is, for me, this is a valid support, all right? Now, yeah, if you pull it across, it's had multiple touches as a support and a resistance. But yeah, I'd say that old saying of the more touches, the stronger it is. Yeah, I get that. That's true. But look, anywhere you pull this to the left, there's going to be so many touches at some point, all right? Like, let's just go down there and put support, all right? Support there, resistance there. Like, how far do you want to go back? Because there's so many touches there. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, does all of these touches, all right, because there's a lot actually. 1, 2, 3, right? You get the picture. There's so many touches from this area. Does that, like, do I pull my stuff across that far? No. All right, let me tell you something. When I'm trading, I'm only looking at like the last session before. So I'm looking at like the last 24 hours of price action, maybe 48 hours. Like, I'm not really, like, this is perfect. This is a perfect example. So how many days was this whole area? Oh, that's 4 hours actually on a 1 minute time frame. What am I talking about? So cool. 4 hours. Would I consider this a strong area? Like, from all these touches? Like, this is why I do this. I put multiple support and resistance zones. Like, all of these are valid to me. All right. Because I expect price to react from like all of them. Look at this. Even if you zoom in a bit more, price reacted from there. How many times? Look at it. Boom, boom. Strong as hell. And then when it's back above it, I don't know if I press bar replay mode now, it respects it as a support. No? Yeah? Yeah. It pretty much did, right? So all of these things, to me, every single one of these things are strong. Like, I don't really go back. Like, a lot of traders, they go back and they're like looking at this support has been respected for 3 weeks in a row. I'm trading the 1 minute time frame and the 5 minute time frame and the 15-minute time frame max. So I don't even need to look at like a 4-hour support zone. I mean, you could, but like, look at this. In my eyes, like, I don't need right to wait for price to get up there. But what I would do is just take it back. Say, if I really wanted to hold a trade, like when I'm doing account flips, then I'll mark up like the higher time frame support and resistance to say, okay, now this support's strong, this resistance strong. If price gets up there and it reacts from there, but I'm still trying to get in on a 1 minute time frame. Do you know what I mean? So I'm still going off of my 1 minute support and resistance like this and saying, okay, I'm waiting for a reaction, whatever, breaks. Okay, it pure broke through there. Move it down to the next one. You know what I mean? It's going to react from somewhere. It broke straight through that one. So let's put it down to this one. All right, swept liquidity, but we ain't got that part yet, but we will. But just look at it. Like, look at that now. So let's just say when you put your knowledge together and we know about breakouts, right? Whatever. We do this, a breakout line. We've got in somewhere down there. And like, just imagine this, that you let it run to the 4-hour liquidity. Do you know what I mean? This is how them account flips happen and stuff. I don't know if it's even going to run there or come back and fuck around. Oh, it's too slow. My bad. Let me speed it up. You see that? It gets there, right? Anyway, that was the point I was trying to make. So 4-hour support and resistance zone up there. But I genuinely used the 1 minute to get in. Now that's a long trade. Let me see how long that would have been. But I've definitely held trades longer than that. So 2 days. I wouldn't have held that for 2 days, right? Even on an account flip. But if you wanted to, that's the power of using the lower time frames and the higher time frames together. But this was just a little quick lesson on support and resistance, and I've gone on a lot. So my answer to DJ Crossfire is, right, any single time price gets pushed down, that's a resistance. Any single time price gets pushed up, that's a support. So you know that this is a resistance because price got pushed down from it. Now what you can expect in the future is for price to either bounce back down from it or go above it and treat it as a support. That's all it is. And that's only when we're trending. That's why we don't like ranges. All right, cool. So you see this? Look at this. This is funny. This is another good little lesson. Price literally got there. These wicks got there. But all right, it didn't even like technically tap in to the support zone or the resistance zone. So a lot of people wouldn't have took this trade. They would have been like, nah, I didn't even get to support, or like if you set an alarm, it didn't trigger. But this is a whole area, like, you know what I mean? But realistically, even myself, I don't think, you know, if price didn't get there, yeah, I wouldn't have expected that. But this is what we like anyway. So that's support and resistance in a nutshell, right? So type 1 if you think we can move on from support and resistance, or type 2 if you want some more support and resistance. But I think you, even DJ Crossfire, yeah, you understanding now? Because this stuff is all gonna matter to an extent, you know, when I'm teaching you about the actual breakout strategies. Because there's like 3 types of breakout strategies that I want to teach you, and it's gonna be, well, let me just show you the slide, right? I'll just show you right now. Let me get it up. These slides are crazy, man. I've never done these things before. So let me just move on. And holy shit, there's quite a few of you in here, isn't it? Yeah, I didn't even look. Right. Let me stop streaming that and share this. Tell me when you can see my screen. Oh, wait, question. What would we trade, for example, NAS 100 when all time frames, what would you target if no resistance? What would you wait for pullback to create a new resistance? Wait, let me try and understand that. Would you target if no resistance? Yeah. So, oh yeah, so if we're in an uptrend, you mean, and like it was just going up. Yeah, of course, I'd have to wait for the pullback, and yeah, I'd like to see a reaction from a resistance or a support, right? Like on all, yeah, man, do you know what I mean? Like when there's all-time highs and there's like nothing in view, we need to wait for structure to be created. Yeah, is that what you mean, Bon? Is that what you was basically get? Yeah. We'll get to all that. I promise you. This is day 1. Like I don't want to pickle you too much, but Breakout Bootcamp. Day 1. Understand the breakout game. So I just wanted to get. Oh wait. How do you know when to get out? Listen, that's coming. I love how eager you all are, but just trust me when I say that that's coming. That's another day. Like take profits is gonna be. Maybe tomorrow or the day after. No, it's going to be the day after. It's going to be fake outs and liquidity. And I want you to all understand the way I look at liquidity, because liquidity is a scary word and everybody gets scared when I talk about liquidity, right? But no, it's not scary. It's like 100% nothing to do with like ICT and SMC. I don't care about that. We're breakout traders. I'm just going to show you how I target it. Also, the fake outs as well. I know all of you are eager to like understand where I get my confidence from and how I deal with fake outs and why I don't even think about a fake out, because that's when I'm going to teach you about breaks and retests and stuff. There's a couple of just watch this. All right, chill out, everyone, chill out. All right, you've had too much caffeine. You're all asking way too many questions too soon. But I like the fire. I can feel it, right? So understanding the breakout game. Also, let's talk about why I choose breakouts over anything else and why I think they're the best. All right, so 1, because they're super simple. Like, who can't look at a pullback, draw a line and get in? All right, like, will this be recorded and uploaded to WAP? And it will all be dropped in the daily replays, and then I'll make a zip file for you all, because you're all here now for a month anyway. And yeah, I'll make sure you get emailed. All of you will get emailed the zip file. I'll let you keep it. Do you know what I mean? I don't care. Honestly, I know a lot of people come and join these places to just like sell courses online and shit. I don't really care about that. Like, because every bootcamp's going to be different anyway. Will this be recorded and uploaded to WAP? Long story short, Probably not. I don't know. Maybe then. Fuck it. Yeah, if you want it. Yeah, okay. I'll upload it to what? Well, you mean for free? Let me get back to my shit anyway. Let me get back in the zone. Breakout trading is better than swing trading for me. It's better than day trading, even though I you can breakout trade and day trade and swing trade. Scalping is what I mean. Scalping, right? So listen, this is going to be game changing shit, right? I know you all kind of know it, but you need the confidence that I've got. So what is a breakout? A breakout in trading happens when price of an asset moves beyond a defined level of support or resistance with increased momentum and trading volume. So we just went over support and resistance. I don't need to go over that again, but just for the video's sake, support is when a price level where buyers step in, preventing the market from dropping. So people pushing price up. And resistance is when sellers are pushing price down. So it's like buyers versus sellers, right? Do you know what I mean? Every single time price goes down, the sellers are in control, or the bears. And then you got the bulls, which are the buyers who push price up. Types of breakouts, here we go. So we got continuation breakouts, reversal breakouts, and range breakouts, okay? And obviously counter trend trading and shit like that, but that's not for today, that's for tomorrow. So continuation breakout, price keeps going in the same direction as before. Example, the market is going down, it pauses, a little bit of a range, or barely any movement, then breaks below support and the downtrend continues. So this is the perfect example of a continuation breakout, right? And no, they don't always look like that, trust me. But I didn't look too far. I only scrolled back like a day or two. So yeah, perfect example of a continuation breakout. Type 1, if you're with me. Type 2, if you're confused. And I know that you all love these breakouts. Like, this is what we want every day. And I can tell you right now that this is not NASDAQ or US 30. I think this is GJ. But we do get these days. But they're perfect. Look at that. So that's a continuation anyway. Continuation breaks. We'll go on to the charts and look for some live examples anyway in a sec. Reversal breakouts. So price goes the opposite way of the trend. Example, market has been going up. It breaks below support, then a downtrend starts, or may start, okay? Otherwise, it might just be a liquidity sweep, but we'll get into that on liquidity day. So for me, that's a clear reversal, right? Clean. All right, you can just see the continuation, boop, reversal. And then our favorite one, our favorite type, the range. Price is moving sideways between support and resistance. It keeps bouncing up and down inside a box. If price breaks above resistance, that's a break. Right, you don't need to look at this. This is basically it. This to me is a range. And a lot of you right now with a bit more of a advanced head on you is looking at that and saying, I can clearly see the breakout, the retest, and the bullish engulfing. Type 1 if you can see that. And type 2 if you're a bit confused. But tell me if that's the cleanest break and retest you've ever seen with the bullish engulfing candle too. I just want to get a feel for how all of you were thinking, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, you're all with it. You're all with it. And I mean this as well, mind. If any of you were confused at any point, honestly, even one of you, I'll make the time and I'll make it make sense to you, all right? Because I want you to learn. Like, I don't want you to just press one because you feel pressured. No one in your case, no one in yours like that. Trust me, we're all here to learn, right? But I'm liking how advanced you all are. You're making the job a bit easy, actually. Fuck, I'm gonna have to come up with some other things for you, right? So yeah, we got the breakout of the range. We got the bullish engulfing I covered there accidentally, and then we got the continuation, all right? Perfect. That's like literally the way that I would trade ranges. Like, a lot of people would trade their support and resistance and just buy when it's in a range instead of waiting for the breakout and the continuation, which is the proper way to do it. So breakouts work everywhere. All types of breakouts, continuation, reversal, and range. Breakouts can be used on any pair, Forex, gold, indices, crypto, which is true, by the way, literally any pair, and on any time frame. And at any time of day, like literally, it doesn't matter. Apart from certain times of the day, volume is going to go in your favor. And that's why we trade stuff like the New York to be done quickly, right? But yeah, when I done that 50 to 1,000 flip, it was random times of the day. It was mostly in the evening. So on smaller time frames, breakouts happen faster and are good for scalping, that's why we choose 5 minute, 15 minutes, like our highest time frame, right? And 1 minute. And then on higher time frame, breakouts are stronger and they last longer. So you can swing trade and breakout trade. There's no difference apart from the time that we're waiting. And the majority of us in here right now are scalpers, I'm imagining, right? Break and retest trading. All right, why break and retest trading is safer. So if you enter as soon as price breaks a level, which I do on the New York session, that's the smash and grab. All right, it might be a fake move and quickly come back down, stopping you out. That happens to us a lot. Type 1 in the chat if you know exactly what I mean. Like, it happens to us all the time, yeah? We know this. And I know there's someone in here that have only been doing break and retest trading with the German 40. And they've been getting great results. So anyway, with break and retest, you wait for price to break, then come back to the level, bounce, proves that is a real one. And that's when we look for like confirmation candles, which we'll get into tomorrow, I think. Yeah, candles, yeah, will be. So here we go. Support and resistance. Now notice that I didn't drag it all the way to the left, like I didn't need to, because I'm looking at the most recent support and resistance, right? Retest is always safer, but it takes a bit longer. 1,000,000%, I agree with you, but it is safer. So multiple rejections, aka support and resistance, right? Sorry if I'm going too fast, by the way. Tell me to slow down if you need me to. But yeah, you can see, like, I think most of you would have probably at the time, if you had to choose on the 1 minute time frame, do this. All right, like this would kind of be what you would have done, I'd imagine. And all of our support and resistances are going to look a little bit different at times, but that's kind of like what it is. I think that looked right. Okay. Place a breakout line at the most recent level of structure. Right now, this is where a lot of people get confused, because I see a lot of people trade this strategy without even putting support and resistance on the screen. They just use the lines, which is fine because it still works out for them. But type 1, if you understand exactly what I mean when I say put your breakout line on the most recent level of structure, or type 2 if that's a bit confusing to you, because I can explain it, right? Awesome. 2, Chief. Yeah, that's fine. Mal so dope. Yeah, no, I was expecting, a few of those, which is fine. And I can really quickly show you anyway, so it doesn't matter. 2 seconds. Let's do this. Let me just quickly get back up my trading view. Because this is a bit as well, like the people get tricked a lot on, and they get confused, and there's not really a wrong and right answer, but I'll show you the better ways to do it, right? So 2 seconds. Let me get you all back on trading view. All right, so tell me if you can see trading view. Yeah, we're good. Yes, awesome. Right, so for the guys and girls, whoever was just wondering where I would put my breakout line, let's just say this is what I was looking at. Now, look at this, okay? It could go there, right? Literally, it could go there. Because, like it or not, I haven't got the trading view where I can go to the seconds, but like it or not, this tiny little worthless purple candle there is actually structure. So if I wanted to, I put my breakout lines on the candle bodies. There's times I'll put them on the wicks, and I'll let you know now. But you could put it there, or you could put it there, and you wouldn't be wrong. A lot of people even put it on the wicks, but for me, that's not a sniper entry. Like, if price breaks below this level, I want to get in. And wait, then let me pull it back a little bit more. It'd be there, sorry, right? So look at that. You could put it there, you wouldn't be wrong. Or you could put it there, and you wouldn't be wrong. But for me, I'd probably put it there. And let me tell you why that is. Because to me, the whole kind of move was this, all right? Like, I wouldn't really want to take this into account, which you can though, but this is the swing. Like, this is the whole curve. Then you got this tiny little shitty purple thing there, right? It's still valid. You could put your breakout line there, but you got to understand that if you did enter as soon as this gets broken, it could genuinely just like do this and then come straight back up. When if you put it there, this is the more clean looking area, if that makes sense to you. But basically, there's no right or wrong with that. So let me carry on. There we go. So I'd put it there now. I'd put it there. Like, I think most people would put it there. Boom. You see that? That's what we're looking for. Like, literally, that's what we're looking for. And then if I put one above, it'd be there. It wouldn't be there. This is where the difference comes in. It has to be, it has to make sense. Like, I'd put it there. I wouldn't put it there. I'd put it there. So, boop, you enter. That's all you're looking for. And move like that. And notice how that was a sell and a big one in an overall uptrend. Do you know what I mean? But that's where liquidity will come in, and I'll teach you why that happened. But yeah, the next breakout to the upside now is going to be there. It wouldn't be there. All right, so let's just see what happens. There we go. So, all right, this is another interesting one. Could I put my breakout line there now? Like, technically, would I put my breakout line there? Right. Put a number 1 if you would put a breakout line there, or put a number 2 if you wouldn't. All right. All right. There's a lot of 2s, and I agree with the 2s. All right. But for the people who don't understand why, it'd be because there's not really anything going on. Right now, would your answer be number 1? Would you put your breakout line there now? Yes, 1,000,000%. Because at the time, we didn't have anything to go from. There's nothing there. Like, for all we know, this could keep going. Like, this is a purple candle. It could have just kept going. Do you know what I mean? The next candle could have been purple. We have to wait for something to make sense. Boom, there we go. So now I put my line there. You know what I mean? Let's just pull that back. Sorry. And none of this is scripted, by the way. Like, this is just off the top. This is genuinely what we do. So, perfect example of a fake out, right? Like, if we entered there, we get faked out. That shit happens all the time. Now, in this situation, this is another interesting one. Let's just go back to this time. Let's go back to this time. Like, number 1, if you would put your breakout line there, or number 2, if you would put your breakout line there. Yeah, right? Wait. Mandy said number 1, right? Okay. And is Mandy wrong for that? No. But the safest place for me personally would be there. And the only reason I say that is because I use the bodies. So, like, I mean, if you was using the wicks, because a lot of people could, that'd be okay. And that's when I do use wicks sometimes. Because, when you see me on my lives and I'm like, right, everyone, I'm waiting for a breakout, but this is super tight now. I don't want to, like, risk just being wicked out or whatever. I usually go to the wick, so I put it to the safer structure below. But for me personally, I would have chose that. Or the wicks there, but this, I mean, I wouldn't have, but I guess I'm doing a fucking badass entry. It was a sniper ass entry, so it's not exactly wrong. This is where I want you to understand it's personal preference, but for me, it probably would have been the wicks or down there. Yeah, and I probably would have entered there, being faked out, and then I would have took my second entry, and it would have worked out. So it would have worked out for anyone that day who chose this, the wicks, or that. You know what I mean? But this is a Yeah, this would be too tight for me. But anyway, to the people who was asking, who didn't understand about where to put their breakout lines, do you kind of understand now, like where you would put your breakout lines? Are you more comfortable? Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Because you can come back and watch this, man. Plus, you'll be trading with me for a month as well, so you'll be seeing exactly how I place my breakout lines every day. Also, you got homework as well. All of you got homework tonight. It's not going to be nothing crazy. It's going to be easy shit, like, but I got some homework for you. I want you to post it in the chart uploads. Don't spam the chart uploads thing, neither. Just post what I ask you to post, right? Okay, cool. So let's just keep it going for a sec. All right, awesome. So this is what we do every single time we get some structure. This is what we do. We literally just move it down, and yeah, we get faked out and shit. But look at what happens when it doesn't fake us out. You know what I mean? Breakout trading for you in a nutshell. But let's jump back to what I was doing. 2 seconds. My mouse is being weird, man. What the fuck? There it is. Sorry for my bad language. All right, let me get back to that little whatever it was, slideshow thing. Stop streaming. Cool. Sorry, I'm slow. I'm like a grandma when I'm doing this stuff. Okay. We'll get it back. All right, let me know. You see my screen again? Janine, awesome. Awesome. I'm glad that you're getting it. Sweet. So we're back to the breakout place, right? Right, this is run it back. Let's run it back. So we were looking for support and resistance. You know, the most recent stuff. And like I said, I don't really go too far to the left, but the more taps, the stronger it is. That is correct. So this is where I would put my breakout line at this moment in time. You know, if this was a live chart. Boom. Now remember, we're talking about break and retest trading right now. So, you know, the smash and grab, we wouldn't have waited for no retest. It would have just been boom, straight through. We would have all entered that probably on the New York, right? But this is break and retest example. So the first thing you want to do is wait for the break, the candle body close. Then you want to wait for the retest, which is this. Price revisits the area that it broke. And not the level, not just the white line, the whole area. That's why I've drawn a box, okay? So there's a whole area, support and resistance. It's not a level. The breakout lines are the levels, our entry levels, but otherwise it's an area. So yeah, boom. We wait for a break of support or resistance. We wait for price to retest it, and then we look for rejections, which I'm also going to be adding in tomorrow's classes, like rejection candles, bullish engulfings, bearish engulfings, whatever. But we're looking for price to slow down. Like say price just shot all the way back up now and the next candle was really bullish. You can't just assume that it's going to be a break and a retest and it drops. We need to see some sort of confirmation. All right. So you can place a breakout line. There we go. This is where the two places come in now. Exactly what I was just teaching you about. So when I said about like Mandy might have placed hers there, I placed mine down by there, whatever, right? This is the sniper entry. This is the more conservative entry. But sometimes the more conservative and safe entry doesn't mean, you know, it doesn't mean shit. Like the sniper entries are kind of what you want. So place another breakout line if there's one visible. So like I said, this is structure. Like it or not, it is. And then you wait for the break. Now, this is where it gets kind of like tacky now. You can either enter strictly with volume, but then would that make the break and the retest any safer than just entering in the first place? A little bit, as I suppose. Or you wait for the candle to close, and then you get your safest entry there. So aggressive entry, just, you know, moving with volume, seeing a rejection, and then the safe entry where the candle actually closes. And that's a bearish engulfing candle. So it's rejected a fucking support / resistance zone, is broken through another level and closed strong. Do you know what I mean? That's the safest way. So type 1 if you're with me. 2 if you need more examples of break and retest. Nice. You lot are making it too easy for me. But this is easy stuff, I suppose. But like, not all the time, you know. Some people get this stuff wrong, and this is good to refresh all your brains anyway. All right, cool. So I'm going to take it that you all understand that, right? Oh, I don't think this lesson was for today, you know. Um, Fuck's sake. Do I just roll on to this one now? Uh, where would you set a stop? Yeah, no, that's risk management's going to be, you know, we're going to be going over risk management. I'm just trying to drill it into your heads first, like breakout trading. Do you know what I mean? So, um, realistically, I wasn't planning on doing any more than just market structure and support and resistance today, but I feel like we're on fire for a minute. Um, but like, Chief, I promise you, we're going to get into risk management, and that's when I'll explain to you, you know, the safest places to put a stop and stuff. But right now, what you're looking at there, this is the safest place. So, do you know, if you let's just say I did get in on this break, I'd put my stop, you know, technically I don't use a stop loss, but if I had to, it'd always be above structure, right? It'd always be above, you know, the most recent structure. Your stop loss being by there is not exactly safe, but breakout traders, we're not really in it for the long run. Do you know what I'm saying? Especially when we're scalping. But no, that's not exactly a safe place to put a stop loss. Yo, my mouse is bugging out on me, people. What the fuck's going on? What? It's like up in the corner and shit. Where's my mouse? Bro. Wait, 2 seconds, everyone. My mouse is bugging out on me. Yes, we got the mouse back. Fucking hell. This exact picture is currently roughly the same as the gold chart. Not the same, but similar. Only the retest is not there yet. Well, like right now, the gold. Okay. Man, like literally, I wasn't even planning on doing much more today. I was just gonna try and like break down to you lot. I was expecting a lot more real beginners in here, if that made sense. Like a lot of people who really, really need help with stuff. So I don't know. I don't know whether I should carry this on, because tomorrow was going to be the busy day. Like tomorrow was going to be like legit some shit going on. All right then. So number one, if you want me to just move on for a sec and keep it going, or number two, if you want to just call it a day, come back tomorrow. Do you feel like, because I don't want you to overdo it in one day. I want you to like be able to watch this back. Plus, you have some homework and shit as well. Yeah, I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna keep, because we got a lot to go through this week. Trust me, this is just day one. So I'm gonna give you some homework now. 2 seconds. Let me just take a look at what the homework is. Um, but quick question as well. Number one, if you think I'm doing an okay job so far. Number two, am I rushing, or am I doing all right? Like, yeah, nice one. 'Cause this is the first time I've ever done this before. Awesome, thanks. Yeah, this is awesome. I'm loving that. So where's the homework at? Day one homework. Okay, yeah. Sweet. So I'll put it in the wait there, I'll put it in the fucking chat. Yeah, I'll just jump in the chat. No, I'll put in the announcements. I'll put in the announcements. I'm gonna announce exactly what the homework is, but it's only gonna be easy. So I want you to identify. Uh, I basically just want 3 examples of support and resistance. You know, screenshots. Sorry, not 3 examples. Sorry, I want 1 example of a strong support and resistance. I want 1 example of an uptrend, a bearish trend, and a range. That's your homework. That's literally it. So I'm going to put in the announcements now. But I just want a little screenshot of everyone. Don't spam the chart uploads, and I'll put a tick on. I'll put a tick on it if it's correct, and I'll put a cross on it if it's wrong. And don't get disheartened if I put a cross on anything, because it just means like do you know what I mean? We'll talk. Any time frame, yeah, any time frame, any pair. Literally, I'll explain it in the announcements now exactly what I want. It's not going to be nothing crazy. I doubt any of you can get it wrong, right? But I'll put a tick on it, or I'll put a cross on it. And yeah, that's day one. I'll put this in the replays as well. But I feel like it was a good first day. All right. Wait. Did you mean to invite to speak, Evon? Because I'll chuck you on now. Evon requested to speak. All right. Evon, was that a mistake? The next class is tomorrow, same exact time, 7 o'clock. Janine, no problem. Dale, great job. Does this bootcamp include a month of live training? Yeah, it does. Yeah. So I'm gonna get my staff, my help, whatever the fuck, my admins. I'm gonna get my admins to Oh yeah, no problem, Yvonne. I'm gonna get my admins to give everybody with the bootcamp role access to everything in the premium for the month. Yeah. Throw some W's in the chat if you think I've done a good job. And I know if fucking some of you got to throw an L in it just to take the piss. I'm expecting it. I'm surely expecting it. Nah, straight W's, yeah. Awesome. Thanks. We'll be back tomorrow the exact same time. Yeah. Yes. Awesome. You're going to have me breezing through this, though. Honestly. But this has gave me the confidence that I needed, because I was a little bit nervous, I'm not going to lie. When will we have full access starting today? Yes. So I'm going to jump on now with my admins and try and figure out how we give. Well, it's not going to be hard. They know what to do. But you'll be able to lock into the London live tomorrow and the New York lives. And yeah, watch the Breakout blueprint and everything. You got a month of premium. So enjoy. And I'll catch you all tomorrow. And I'm going to drop your homework in the announcements now, all right? And like I said, please don't spam the chart uploads page where you put the homework. Just drop your screenshots in there and you'll get ticks or crosses, right? No problem, Dale, man. The replay will be available tonight, so I'm gonna get it done for you now. Chief, if you want a broker recommendation, just inbox me, bro. Awesome. See you all in a bit, yeah? Thank you. Thank you for making my job easy too. Awesome. You've been wicked. Blessings.